Remember that song? Baby's back. All
right, here we go. Wait. Okay. Okay. Oh, 1 second, wait. I have to fix my sandal. You ready? What do we see? Oh, late.
All right.
That's what I'm talking about.
Hey, kids, what time is it?
Time for Gezintahait Street.
It is time for Gezintahait Street. And the story for tonight is entitled Mountains, Bones, and Rabbis. But,
or like Dr. Krieger would say, mountains, bones.
but we want to let everybody know that this year is a very special year. We're into a new year, 5783.
The year of Mashiach, B'Tzalel.
The year of Mashiach, and it's a year of Hakel, a year when the Jews try to get together and all be together for their Torah learning. It was a year when the king used to go on a big high platform and everybody would come and hear the king read the Torah. So this year lines up with that year. It's called the Hakel year. And we all going to try to get together. So we invite everybody to try to come to Gezintahait Street this year. We're going to have a special series of shows about Mashiach to align up with the Hakel year. And to explain the Hakel year, we're going to have our erudite friend, Gimel Elef. Explain it to us.
Well, my dear friends and people. I want to tell you that the Hakel year, like it was the year after the Shemitah year. There was the Shemitah year was the 7th year. And then the Hakel year was the year after that. But it was the 8th year.
You were there for the first Hanukkah.
Oh, yeah. I was there, you know.
You hear a lot about the first Thanksgiving, but I want to hear about the first Hanukkah.
Well, let me tell you. By Hakel, the Nasi, the king, would come.
Was that Shlomo Melech?
Well, it was.
What's his last name, by the way?
Oh, Shlomo Melech was Ginsburg.
No.
He was Shlomo Ginsburg. I mean, we know him as Hamelech, but his name was Shlomo Ginsburg. Everybody knows that. But I mean, after he became the king, he didn't call him Ginsburg.
Oh, you were there. Who could argue with you?
Yeah. And he was actually, by the way, Shlomo Ginsburg the Toy. Anyways, what happened was the Melech came out, right? Because it was by Shlomo.
Melech means the king.
Yeah, the king came out, and he took the Sefer Torah, and he opened it, and he said, "Ahem." And then he is geredet from the Sefer Torah. And he read in a loud and strong voice, and all the people was inspired. And they said, "Oh, we have to remember Hashem's Torah, and we have to remember to keep the commandments, and we have to remember to keep doing mitzvahs to bring Mashiach now."
And then what happened?
And now is an anniversary of the first Hakel year. Yeah, this is that was the first one and this is the last one in Golus now.
So we try to make gatherings.
Yeah.
It's like a convention every year.
A convention. Not every year, every 8th year.
Oh, yeah, every 8th year.
Okay, so the story for tonight is called Mountains, Bones, and Rabbi. The Zohar tells a story that once Rabbi Chia and Rabbi Yehuda were walking, and they came upon great mountains. And while they were on those mountains, they found themselves walking on the bones of the people of the generation of the flood. The parsha in the Torah this week is the parsha of Noah, when they had the flood, and the people were wiped out, and they were walking on the bones from that generation. One of those bones was 300 yards long. Those people were such giants. You know, it's 300 yards. A football field is 100 yards.
So they say.
So one bone was 300 yards long. And they said, Rabbi Chia and Rabbi Yehuda, these are the bones of those who had no fear of the judgment of Hashem. The Rebbe's father, Reb Leivik, explains the story in terms of Kabbalah and the supernal world. He says that the high mountains represent the peaks of unholiness, called the kings of Tohu. Even though they were very great, one bone was 300 yards long, their sense of self-importance would not make room for others, not even for Hashem. Our Rebbe asked a question. Why were these rabbis, Rabbi Chia and Rabbi Yehuda, walking on these high, dark mountains, walking on the bones of the generation of the flood? What were they doing there? Logically, these rabbis should have been sitting in yeshiva, learning Torah, not walking on the impurity and unholiness of the bones of the generation of the flood. You understand the question?
Yeah, what were they doing walking
Why were they
in this place instead of going to learning or something like this?
The Rebbe says everything in the world, even those things which fall very, very low, must finally be purified and transferred to the domain of holiness. And from seeing how far the generation of the flood fell, we can realize how great their source was above. Rabbi Yehuda and Rabbi Chia symbolize the attributes of holiness, called tikkun. By walking on the bones of the generation of the flood and saying Torah, they were able to purify the generation of the flood and raise it to its source and holiness. And in this way, they were able to draw the powerful lights and revelations associated with Tohu over to the side of holiness. In the Torah portion, next week's portion, Lech Lecha, Hashem said to Abram, arise and walk the length and width of the land, and by walking through the land, Abraham acquired ownership of it. In the same way, these rabbis transferred the bones that remained from the generation of the flood, from unholiness to holiness. Our Rebbe tells us that this lesson, which the Zohar teaches and Rebbe Levick explains, can be utilized by each one of us in our service to Hashem in the following ways. The people of the generation of the flood were huge. Their bones were 300 yards long. This should arouse us to realize the greatness of Hashem. How great are your works, Hashem. 2, the generation of the flood were very tough. They weren't afraid of Hashem's judgment. We have to learn from their example to be in awe of Hashem and bend to his will. How awesome are your works, Hashem. As the sages say, be soft like a reed and not hard like a cedar. 3, the generation of the flood was completely wiped out. We chose the victory of holiness over evil, and this teaches that the greater the strength of the enemy, the greater the revelation of the king's strength to be victorious through his emissaries. So when a Jew sees an adversary to holiness, that means you and me, when we see something the opposite of holiness, even if the adversary is huge and strong like the bones of the generation of the flood, he should not feel overwhelmed. Since it's the divine providence that he encounters this adversary, he surely has the power and is designated from above to overcome the adversary and turn it to holiness. And the purification of the other side is accomplished through contemplating the 2 verses. How great are your works, Hashem? And how awesome are your works, Hashem. And this contemplation gives us the power to avoid going in undesirable ways and to fix undesirable aspects of our world until all darkness will be changed to light. We want Mashiach now.
Amen.
Do we have a nigga?
Oh yeah, what are we doing? Which one? Oh, 1 second, let me find it. Okay.
Oh,
That's a subtle. Okay. Because I just
Second best. Shikaya. I'm looking forward to Wednesday night like crazy. It's beautiful. It's so subtle. It's amazing.
That's on my book. Adu ashto Beyayishato Oyinam Beyayishato Deveyagavo Vilezes Afin Yalara mama 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 Rivoli, Chazo Chelim, Hileis Dinim, Diskifin, Amam, Hileis Dinim, Diskifin. Livar Natelin, Vidolin, Hawan never kalbin dachatzifin. Hey ay la ya mama muy. Hey ay la ya mama ya Vio azmin atik yemin nayinam atik yemin lni yitchoadein khalifin ya mama 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 yolararam Rio digilei digalei levatolo bichol drifin amam levatolo bichol kilifin Yishav elein b'nei kvein Ahoy v'yitamerun b'kvei chveifin ya mama mama muy ya Arrei ashto Bemin choso Yinam Bemin choso B'ched Evoso Dizeyeira Amipin Teya mama 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 Havei hashto b'min choso b'ched voso dizer anpin amam b'ched voso dizer anpin. I just want to hear the fuzz from the amp for a second. Oh, that's good. Okay, now, Leib, we can go on. So, Leib, what should we talk about now? Now that Betzalel ran away, we're going to have to talk about something. What do we talk about? Trias Amesim?
Well, you've seen it all, so I'm kind of banking on you there.
Well, Leib, I want to tell you about this parsha.
Okay.
Something beautiful about this parsha.
I want to hear this beautiful.
You know, there's a beautiful mimer from the Alter Rebbe. I'm gonna have to go for my mind because I don't have it in front of me. But Mayim Rabim lo yichbu es ha'ava. Right? On the Horis leish tafua, that wie sagt man, the waters, the raging waters cannot put out our love for the Eibishter, and the rivers cannot put it out. You know, the Alter Rebbe says there, you know what's the Mayim Rabim. This is Tirde Saparnosa. This is where everybody has to worry about making a living and making food on the table and all these things. And then, it becomes hard. And it's very hard to save the Eibishter and do this at the same time. But even so, this does not lessen our love for Hashem. and it's not powerful enough because we have such a love for Hashem. You know, this is what we born with. You know, we born with this. We born with a special love for Hashem, and this is who we are. You know really what this love is? I'll tell you what it is. It's like a person who loves himself. Because when we have that, we're not something else from Eibishter. We're the same thing. We really part with the Eibishter. And if we loving ourselves, we love the Eibishter because we love ourselves. It's not even like loving something outside of yourself. You know, it's like sometimes you have a guy and he's a nice guy, so you like him because what he can do for you. Right? Then there's a love that's stronger than that. Because you love somebody, even they're not nice, and even they yell at you, you still love them. But still, this is you're loving something outside of yourself, you know. Like, but when we love the Eibishter, it's like we love ourselves. That, you know, when a Yid gets poked, Hashem says, "Ouch," something like this.
Yeah, even though you might have some raging waters in your life, as far as your parnasa, you're not necessarily looking for more raging waters. Just knowing that you'll always have a love for Hashem. You know, pray that you shouldn't get any more challenging, any more difficult than it is.
It doesn't need to.
Nothing needs to get worse. You know?
Yeah, nothing needs to get worse.
Right. You have to keep that in mind.
But this is the mabul. This is what this week is about. You know what's funny is that when this comes, is right after Tishrei. The whole Tishrei, he was in Yom Tiv. He was dancing with Hashem, davening to Hashem, Rosh Hashanah, Yom Kippur. It's exciting. You know, like during Tishrei, it's easy to feel Hashem. And this is why now we're coming into Cheshvan. We're out of the Yom Tovim. We have to remember.
I know, it's Mar Cheshvan.
Yeah, bitter Cheshvan. But we have to remember that really Simchas Torah never stops. Tishrei doesn't stop.
I really don't want
Tishrei, Sukkot doesn't stop. None of this stops. Really, we're supposed to drag the whole year round, and that's what helps us get through.
You know, Gimel, you don't understand how tough it is to go through a whole month of Yom Tovim and then have to settle back into work.
Are you kidding? Leib, I've been doing it for thousands of years. It's very hard.
You never tell me about your day job.
Oh yeah, I used to clean the toilets in the Shlomo palace. It was a big honor, by the way. You should know. Don't laugh. I was a big macher. Oh, here comes the macher who cleans the toilets in Shlomo's palace. Yeah. Oh. They used to give me like maftir all the time because they go Yamoid Rebbe Harav Gimel Ben Elef maftir.
They really plucked you off the dung heap, Gimel Aleph. You know, it's amazing. Well, let me ask you this: what's the next job you had after cleaning the toilets?
No, I went. You know, Leib, I went from that to doing this. It ain't getting better in my old age.
Oh my goodness gracious!
What are we gonna sing? Let's sing "I'm Niggin" to raise our spirits.
You didn't go. Oh, I didn't have something in mind that was to raise the spirits.
Oh, no,
it does have in mind.
What does it have to do with Tishrei? Well, that raises our spirits. Give us our Tishrei.
Okay. This is one that's normally reserved for your sukkah.
Oh, well, that's perfect because we're supposed to draw that out to now. So let's do it.
Oh, that doesn't sound really good.
Oh no, that was that was an E. That was like a G double flat or something.
I like it.
Yeah, let's do it.
Ashrei mi shelo yichoto, Ashrei mi shelo yichoto, mi shechoto yoshu v'yoshu v'yimcholoi. Mishechoto Yoshu v'yoshu v'yimcholoi. Ashrei mi shelichoto, Ashrei mi sheluchoto, mi shechoto Yoshu v'yoshu v'yimcholoi, ומשכותו יושו 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 וינחלו Ashrei, 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 Ashrei mi shelochoto. Ashrei, 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 Ashrei mi shelochoto. ומשכותו יושו 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 וינחלוי ומשכותו יושו 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 Ashrei, 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 Ashrei mi shelochoto. Ashrei, 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 Ashrei mi shelochoto. ומשכותו יושו 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 וינחלוי ומשכותו יושו 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 וינחלוי Don't bother buying another sukkah.
Oh, wicked.
Don't make any preparations to get another sukkah or an upgrade on your sukkah for next year.
I don't care what kind of deal it is.
I really don't care either, because you're not going to need it. And you got to believe that you're going to.
You order it to Yerushalayim.
That's right. Have it delivered.
You know what? On those lines, I have an appeal.
Okay.
I have an appeal. My holy brothers and sisters. Wait, time out. Before the appeal.
Present company.
Before the appeal, a quick word from our sponsor.
Oh, baby. Well.
I'm backwards. Hello, Hey, where's Bezaliel? Wait, I paid all this money for this show and Bezaliel wasn't even here? What's up with that?
Yeah, all you get me is you kind and righteous king.
Oh, brother. Oh, hi, Lane.
I'm not trying to be facetious there, buddy.
Well, you know, Lane, the bright side is, once this Mashiach guy comes, I can finally retire. It's a long and a hard job being Yitzhak all day.
You know, I think there's no rest for the weary there, Marvin. I think somehow you're going to be put to work. Maybe you'll be working with the great chachamim of our time who will be selling pork. They'll be retailing pork.
Wow, I'm very good at that.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, I'll have prior experience. I get used to do that now.
There you go.
They'll be like, wait, how do you sell pork? Hey, ask Marvin. He knows. I'll tell you how to do it. No problem.
Chachamim and future
And
chachamim, listen to
all
this.
I ask for is a little tiny 12.324% cut for my trouble.
You won't have any troubles, Marvin.
That's okay. You can still do that.
I think after all this time, the Abish will have some rachmanis on you and give you some
I
rest.
hope so. Look at my mustache; it's getting white.
You know, you've been holding up well for doing all this work.
Yeah, but look at my nose. Look
I look at your nose and all I see is a
Right, you
gun.
see look at you see my crown, it's like all bent up and stuff. It's all,
I know.
I mean, that's because they put Gimel Aleph on top of me in the backpack. That's why.
Unfortunately, how's business been lately?
Ah,
I
business.
guess
Aha. It's doing a lot worse, no thanks to you guys. Oh, yeah, everybody learn Chassidus, bring Mashiach. Sure, make Marvin's life more difficult.
But it makes a lot of sense, Marvin, because why you would choose to go to this Farbrengen as opposed to so many others that are happening. Because it's almost
Yeah,
like
you know why?
this Farbrengen is almost like your biggest threat.
Well, you know why, Labe? It's also because the other one's finished about an hour and a half. There's that.
I appreciate you all in this.
There's that. But anyway, there's also the fact that, know your customers and your competition even better.
That's right. So I guess that's why you're here.
Yeah.
Just to get an inside peek at how the righteous or those who are trying to live.
Well, it's a long-term plan. Maybe I can retire someday. Anyway, Gimel Aleph, you give your appeal. I just wanted to make sure that everybody knew that me, King Marvin, was the one who sponsored that. That's right. I paid all the big money. So whatever, honor, blah, blah, blah. Okay, see you guys later.
Hey, Gimel Elef.
Thank you, Marvin, I guess.
Did you happen to pass Marvin in the hallway?
I made a special effort not to.
No.
I tried to take a different hallway.
Maybe if you meet up with him someday, this Mashiach would come.
Yeah, well, no, I
Try
see
and
him.
change it.
I see him, but in the hallway when we're trying to do a show, it's Marvin had kindness all the time, complaints.
Well,
Oh,
I would say you made the right decision. The show comes first.
yeah. Anyway,
Sure.
now back to where we were left off. I have an appeal, my holy brothers and sisters. I want to tell you, like our friend the lady has been telling us, it is now tough shin something. Tough shin Pei Gimel 5783.
Yeah.
The year of Mashiach, a year of Hakel, of coming together. Get ready for Mashiach. Mashiach is not a bubble mice from the books. Mashiach is the real deal, and he will take us today.
Pack a small suitcase and make sure all you guys out there have some clean underwear in there. You have some clean
Yes,
drawers.
yes,
Your mom
exactly.
wants that.
And if you like soft toothbrushes, take one with you. They don't make them in Eretz Yisrael right now.
Pack it for the big day.
Yeah, I was in Eretz Yisrael. The toothbrushes have like little pieces of glass in there and stuff. It's not so good. Anyway, we'll figure it out. But in the meanwhile, if you need a soft toothbrush, take one with you. But get ready for Mashiach. And the way we do that is do a mitzvah today. If you're a Jewish man, go find a Chabad house near you and ask them to help you put on tefillin. And you don't have to put on every day, even though it's good to put on every day. But even just one time to put on, maybe decide to put on once a week, to come maybe once a week on Sunday to go put on tefillin. Maybe come for Shabbos to shul to daven. But it's very important that Jewish man put on tefillin every day. And for Jewish women to light the Shabbos candles, the Jewish woman who lights the Shabbos candles lights up the entire world. The whole world lights up with the light of the Jewish women's and the Jewish girls' Shabbos candles. So maybe consider going to a Chabad house near you, and they will show you how to light these candles. And you can light the candles in your own house, and you can say the bracha, and you can light up the whole world. But everybody do another mitzvah and bring. And by the way, if you're not Jewish, you can also do mitzvahs. For example, believing in Hashem, the one true God, is a mitzvah. Recognizing that the land of Israel was a gift to his Jewish people, this is also a mitzvah. There's a lot of things everybody can do to bring Mashiach now. Leib, you have a niggin, you should sing a niggin something, no?
Oh, let me turn it on first.
That helps sometimes.
Okay.
Turn it on literally and figuratively. Are you not doing the miserable niggin?
No, now you.
Oh,
you
I
give me a pep
inspired you.
talk.
Okay, what are we doing? What should we do? That's what I'm talking about. Okay, and now it's time for the sign off. Oh, right, sorry, yes, sorry, usually the song is that part. Gezintahait.